What's up YouTube, it's your boy Bernard for Reals, and on this video I'll be breaking down whether or not playing music while studying is effective, or you're probably just wasting your time and draining whatever limited mental energies you have left listening to music. And guys, if you like this video, please like, and if you like this type of content, please subscribe. Now let's get into it. Now the first point is, it depends on the type of music. Now, actually, scientifically, it's been proven that some genres of music are actually more beneficial than others. And there was a study done on a group of college students on which type of music was effective. And an interesting finding they actually published was that they ran an experiment on 3 groups of people. Now, the first type of music that was played to the first group was actually sedative music. Now, sedative is basically classical music and really calm music. And the second group, they were given stimulative music. Now, this is when we go into the realms of rock and songs that really stimulate your brain. And the third group of people, they were given no music. The result of that study was that people who listen to sedative music while doing cognitive tasks, let's say things that involve some heavy mental stuff, actually perform significantly better, which is obvious, than people that listen to stimulating music. Now, a really interesting group of people was the people that did not listen to any music, and it was found out that those people actually did much better than the other 2 groups combined. That study actually gives more weight to the idea that not listening to music helps you comprehend cognitive tasks like reading or things that require you to remember things. You may listen to this and be like, oh, so music is bad. Now, that brings us to our next point. It depends on the type of work. Now, in that same study, they actually tested different yardsticks. Now, remember I said they tried to test those 3 groups on cognitive tasks. Now, cognitive tasks are basically things that require you to read something and remember it, that uses your working memory. They tried to change that yardstick by giving them a different type of task. The task they used was arithmetic task. This is basically solving math problems, puzzles and stuff like that. Now, what they found out was that while playing sedative music, stimulating music and no music at all, they basically had the same outcomes. So actually, it depends on the task. Solving math problems and playing music actually does not really affect you according to this study. And even if you decide to play classical music while studying math or solving math, according to this study, would not matter at all. And now the third point is, it depends on your personality. Because according to Eisenach's theory of cortical arousal states, your personality actually does affect the effectiveness or ineffectiveness of music while studying. Because on that same study, it was discovered that extroverts actually benefited more from using music than introverts. In fact, it was even detrimental for introverts to actually use music. Actually, this was mainly because extroverts, by their nature, they are actually less stimulated and actually go out to seek stimulation, while introverts, they are more stimulated and actually spend time to reduce the stimulation by actually being within themselves. Now, music, which is a stimulant to the mind, given to an extrovert which is already deficient of it and actively tries out to seek it out, is actually not really going to affect an extrovert as much as it would affect the introvert, which is already or he or she is already really stimulated mentally, and you're already adding more fuel to the fire. So it's really going to be very distracting for an introvert compared to an extrovert. So your personality does play a role in if music is effective or not. Now, the next point is, it depends on the cognitive load of the music. Now, you may be wondering, what the hell is cognitive load? Now, this is basically the amount of information the working memory can hold at one time. Now, different songs all have different cognitive loads or different levels of cognitive loads. Now, a song with a lot of lyrics and with a lot of things going on and with the voices going on, it has a lot more cognitive load than an instrumental music, let's say classical music, which it's only the piano that's playing, no extra sounds, no vocals or anything, just instrumentals. Between those two, the ones that are actually better for effective studying are the ones with a lower cognitive load, which is instrumentalist music. Because if you're doing cognitive tasks let's say reading and trying to cram, or if you're not into cramming, trying to understand things or concepts, you loading yourself with more information to process while your brain is trying to process another information, you're actually overstretching your limited mental faculties, and it won't be effective for proper understanding of whatever it is you're trying to read. Given that yardstick, the cognitive load of what you're listening to actually does affect the rate of understanding, or if the thing will actually enter or not. And the next point is, it depends on the intensity of the music. In layman terms, how loud the music actually is. Now, even if you played Beethoven or J.S. Bach or some 17th century maestro at like really high intensities, it could actually yield the same detrimental effect as some hard rock played at an even lower intensity than the classical music, which has a lower cognitive load. So it actually varies, and in some cases, even the hard rock played at the really low intensity could actually be more beneficial than some Beethoven or some J.S. Bach played like with some really high intensity. And which leads us to the next point. As with all things in science, one cap does not exactly fit all people. So at the end of the day, it basically depends on you. You might have to like experiment and actually see what works for you. Maybe you are into playing hard metal and like reading stuff while playing hard metal and it actually doesn't affect you. Kudos to you. Like, I mean, you're basically like an outlier, but like, I mean, that's really cool. Like we're all different as human beings, and like different things work for us. So you have to like really find out what works for you. And I hope this video was helpful to you to actually find a way to make that search of looking for what is suitable for you much more easier. And guys, question of the day: if you use music to study or you don't, please put it down on the comments below so we can know who actually uses music and who doesn't. Personally, I don't, but like, it's be nice to know who does and who doesn't. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And please guys, if you like this video, please like, and if you like this type of content, please subscribe. And remember to always keep it real. Bye guys. And maybe you could actually watch some video on the screen. Like if you like this one, maybe you might like something below. So yeah.